it's Becky Fox, and I have an awesome protein recipe for the fans of criticalbench.com. So what I have for you today is an almond chocolate protein bar recipe. So a lot of the protein bars that you find at the store, they're loaded with sugar, they're loaded with junk. So this is a great way to have that protein bar that's easy for on the go, that you can take with you to get your extra protein in, but without all the extra sugars and fats and chemicals and all that kind of stuff that they tend to put in those bars that you can buy at the store. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to get this going. We got some great ingredients in here that are really tasty, and trust me, you're going to love these. So what we're going to start with is some almond butter. So you can use almond butter, or you can actually use peanut butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 10 tablespoons of the peanut butter into a pan. So what we're going to do is put this on low. I'm not trying to cook the peanut butter, I just want to warm it up to get it soft so it melts a little bit, because it's going to be really hard to mix your ingredients in here if you've got sticky peanut butter and you're trying to mix things in there. So we're just giving it a little bit of heat to help melt it so it's more liquid, and that way we can put all the other tasty ingredients in there and make it wonderful. So, but trust me, you still get an arm workout from this, because even with melting that peanut butter, it's tough. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So again, 10 tablespoons, I just take a regular tablespoon, and I'm just going to start scooping it out right on into here. Sometimes you can use like another spoon, that'll help, because you know this stuff's sticky as heck, help get it off there. Alright, so we've got our peanut butter in there. It's going to start to melt a little bit. If it's not doing real well, you can turn that up just a little bit, but again, just don't turn it up too high. Alright, so the next thing we're going to add in here is some egg whites. So again, this is going to add a little bit more protein. So these are loaded with protein. We've got protein in the almond butter, we've got protein in the egg whites, and we've got protein powder that's going to be in here as well. So what we're going to do is add 3/4 of a cup of egg whites. So these are just liquid egg whites. You can buy them at the store. If you don't, you know, if you've got regular eggs, feel free to take the regular eggs, crack them, take the egg whites out of there. I think it's about 3/4 of a cup is about 5 egg whites. So if you want to do it that way, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So I went ahead and dumped that in there. We're just going to kind of start mixing it around, getting this stuff cooking here. So at this point, it's going to look a little runny. Don't worry, once we start adding all this other stuff in here, it's really going to thicken up. Alright, so let me just check my notes real quick. I want to make sure I'm making this right for you guys. So, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm getting the right amounts of stuff in here. So yeah, so we've got that going. What we're going to do is start adding the protein in here. What I've got here is 5 scoops of protein, just chocolate protein. You can do chocolate protein or any kind of chocolate protein. There's plenty out there that have, you know, other flavors mixed in, chocolate peanut butter, chocolate mint. Those all work great for this as well. But for this, we're just going to use chocolate. And instead of dumping this whole thing in there, I'm just going to add, you know, about a scoop at a time. So if you're just dumping it right out of your tub, just add a scoop, mix it around, add another scoop, mix it around until you get all 5 scoops in there. But you want to do it slowly, because it's going to be really hard to mix it around if you put all of them in there at one time. So what I'm going to do here is just throw in a little bit at a time, and then we're going to mix it around, and then we'll add in a little more once that gets mixed in there. So you'll see as we start doing this, it starts getting a little bit thicker. We're going to turn this back down. We're just going to turn this on warm because now the peanut butter is melted. We're not trying to cook it, so we just want to keep the peanut butter soft. Alright, so I'm going to just keep doing this till we use up all the protein, just adding a little bit in at a time. So as you can see here, it's starting to get really thick. So it's gonna be a little harder to stir. You're definitely gonna have to use those muscles to get it stirred at this point. But that's okay. It might be tough, but it's gonna all work out in the end here. For those of you guys at home that have a mixer, I'm really jealous right now. This would probably work well in a mixer as well. But so that's the last scoop there. We're going to go ahead and mix this in there. And then we've got a few more ingredients we're going to add into this as well. It's really thick. Okay. So it's getting pretty thick. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is we're going to add some almond milk into this, some oatmeal, and a little bit of sweetener. So let's go ahead and do that because it's getting awfully thick. It's getting a little hard to stir around. So let's go ahead and add the milk in there. Just make sure the amount. Yeah, so we're going to do a half a cup of almond milk. So I love almond milk. It's a great replacement to milk if for some reason you can't have milk or you're trying to cut milk out of your diet. Again, I opt for the unsweetened almond milk. It's going to have a little bit less carbs, a little bit less sugar, if you're trying to cut some of that out of your diet. So we're just going to add this on into here. So again, a half a cup of unsweetened almond milk. We're going to mix that around a little bit. And then from there we've got oatmeal. So we're going to add in, we've got 2 cups of oatmeal that we're going to throw in here. So oatmeal is great. This is going to give us some of our complex carbs. Gives us fuel, gives us energy. And you got to have some carbs in your diet. So that's what these are great for. So when you eat these bars, they could be a great meal replacement because you're going to have protein, you're going to have carbs, you're going to have all that good stuff. And even your healthy fats, your almond butter, your peanut butter, whatever one you're using, is going to have a lot of healthy fats in it. And at this point, you don't really need the burner on anymore. You can go ahead and turn it off. Before we get too far stirring it up, I'm going to add a little bit of stevia into here. So I like stevia. It's a natural sweetener as opposed to the artificial sweeteners that are chemically made in the lab. I like to use one that's more natural. So this is from a plant. It doesn't have any calories in it, which is really nice as well. So you're not getting extra sugars and that sort of thing. But if you like to use whatever kind of natural or alternative sweetener you like to use, go for it. So this thing's got a little scoop in it. I put about 5 scoops. Stevia is really sweet. You don't need to use a lot. It's not like sugar where you would put like 5 packets in. It's just a little bit. So not very much of that there. So just like 5 little mini teeny tiny scoops. And then we're going to finish mixing this around. So it does get awfully sticky. That's what's nice about it. When you go to eat it, it's really gooey. That's what I love about these, is they're sticky, they're gooey, they're really, really tasty. It's got the chocolate, which I'm a big chocolate fan, and they'll really fill you up, so they'll go a long ways. All right, so what we're gonna do here is once we've got all the ingredients mixed in, we're gonna go ahead, and I've just got one of these little square baking dishes. I went ahead and put some aluminum foil in there. This stuff, again, I told you, is really sticky, so if you don't do that, it's gonna really stick to the pan. It's gonna be hard to clean, especially if you kind of leave them sitting in there for a few days. So I like to put a little foil in there, just for easy cleanup. So we're gonna just take this, and we're just gonna go ahead and start scooping it right on into here. I'm actually gonna grab another spoon here. Just something to kind of scrape it off, because as you can see, it's not coming off the spoon very easy. So we're just getting it out of the pan, that's all we're doing. Alright, so got it all in the pan, we're just going to put it in here. And now what we're going to do is just kind of flatten it out, so that way we can cut bars out of it. So just kind of smooth it in there, kind of making it all even. Cool, so that's that. What I would do now, before you cut them and eat them, is actually just let them sit for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just throw them in the fridge. And then from there, you can cut them up into small bars. You can individually wrap them so they're easy to grab and go. Or just, have them here to pull it out when you're ready to eat it. So I hope you guys really enjoy these protein bars. I know I do. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.